Hey there guys, CB from CJB Studios here, and today I'm going to be doing another video talking about why I make stuff or whatever. I'm not even going to bother re-recording it because, well, I'm not good with these types of videos anyway, but as for the topic of the video, it's going to be talking about my logo videos that I've made for Bailey Maloney. More specifically, the ones that have Sonic and Amy in them. So for those of you who don't know, I am pretty good friends with Bailey Maloney, who of course is a big Sonic fan, and because of that, it gave me the idea of wanting to make a logo for her in the Sonic logo font. And when I asked her what her favorite colors were, she told me that they were blue and pink. And that was when I realized, I think it was either before or during the making of the first logo, where it was just the text. That was when I realized that the reason blue and pink were her favorite colors is because they're, well, the colors of Sonic and Amy. And, of course, in the first version of the logo, Bailey's name was pink, and her last name, being Maloney, was colored blue. And, of course, that carried on to the animated version, but then when I did the second version, or, well, as it's now called, Sonic Frontier style, where it was the first logo to have Sonic and Amy in it, I had to switch the colors of Bailey's name around because of the way the characters were rendered and, you know, the way they were facing and all that kind of stuff. And since then, I've been making a bunch of logos for Bailey that had Sonic and Amy, well, in it, of course. And the reason why is because, well, I thought of, you know, showing my support for her by, you know, making something that she likes. Kind of like what I did for Lisette Garcia when I did a lot of Beatles stuff. So yeah, there's my explanation why, but, a lot of you might think this is the end of the video, but trust me, there is a little bit more to talk about with this. When it comes to the logos with Sonic and Amy in them, what this meant for me was, instead of like labeling it as, you know, version 2, version 3, or whatever, this meant that if I was going to have Sonic and Amy be in a logo for Bailey, I'd have to figure out what incarnation, you know, it's based on, right? Because, you know, there are multiple incarnations of Sonic, and, well, everybody really, throughout the entire Sonic franchise, from the games to the TV shows, you know, that kind of stuff. And because of that, I had to be very, very specific on what version of Sonic and Amy could be featured. And, of course, this meant, well, labeling the logo after, well, whatever incarnation I could use. And this meant that I had to set up a couple rules. Well, one of them being, well, what version of Sonic and Amy are being used. That's, in some way, that could be considered rule number 1. Rule number 2 is I have to find high-quality images of Sonic and Amy as PNGs. So that means like a bigger image that's clear in resolution that I could use. And it has to be a PNG. It can't be a JPEG. It has to be a PNG where I can put it against another background, a transparent you know, it has to be a transparent image, you know, nothing behind the characters or anything like that, and it has to be in high quality. And that's rule number 2. And rule number 3 is, depending on, you know, the way the characters are positioned, and by that I mean, you know, the way the image is rendered. If, for instance, if Amy's looking like this, and Sonic's looking like this, or whatever, it's hard for me to just do it since I'm on camera. Depending on how the image was lit and rendered, if we're talking about, you know, the 3D images of Sonic and Amy, then I'd have to decide where they should go. And that includes the position of the text, because in some of the logos with Sonic and Amy, the text was on the top, but more often than not, it always stayed on the bottom. of course, it just depends on, like, you know, if, if Sonic was, you know, this way and Amy was another way, then I'd have to change the colors of Bailey's name, her first and last name, so they stay consistent with, you know, the whatever version of the character is in the logo. And the fourth rule is they can't be an image where the character's arms are straight. You know, like when you see those, like, those rendered images where the character's arms are straight like this, like they don't have like any poses to them. Like, using an image like that just wouldn't seem good. It would just look kind of off, which is why I'd have to find good rendered images of Sonic and Amy respectively where they have cool poses, and depending on how it was, you know, well, rendered to begin with, then I'd have to decide, okay, does Amy go this way? Does she go that way? Does Sonic go this way or that way? Like, should the text go on top or bottom? You know, it's basically that. Like, it's basically a common thing I've been doing since, let's see, I think it was after, let's see, Sonic Frontiers was first, then Classic Sonic was after that. I think right up until, like, right after that point, anytime I would make a logo for Bailey with Sonic and Amy in it, I'd have to, you know, figure out the rules, right? Like, should they go this way? Should the text be up there? Should it go down there? You know, that kind of stuff. And as challenging as it was, they were still fun to make because it was all a matter of decision, you know, inside my head. And of course, while I myself may not be a big Sonic fan, I mean, I'm starting to become one because of Bailey, I figured, you know, why not just do a logo for her? And if she likes this, then maybe I could keep doing it. You know, I could keep making more of these with Sonic and Amy in them, no matter what incarnation it is. And as of recently, the recent one that I did for her was the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 video game versions with Sonic and Amy in it. So, yeah. So that was my sort of little, I guess, video on how and why I've made Sonic-themed logos for Bailey. And, well, again, not great. None of these videos are great when it comes to me talking, whether I'm on camera or not, since I'm just rambling throughout the whole thing. But, yeah, I just thought it would be kind of fun to sort of do a little talk as to how and why I've been doing these logos for Bailey. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Well, actually, no, actually, you know what? No, I do have a couple things to say. Bailey, if you're watching this, well, for one thing, I hope you like the video. But be honest with me, Bailey. Do you want me to keep making more logos with Sonic and Amy in them? Like, would you like me to keep doing more of these for you? Because, I mean, I know you may have not seen all of them. I mean, I did let you know about some of them, whether I told you or you just came across them. But if you'd like me to keep doing logos like these with Sonic and Amy in them for you, please let me know, because I'd really appreciate it. And, well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like on it, ring the bell, put a comment on whatever you think of it, yada yada yada, you know the drill. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.